Hey guys, and welcome to the final modular of Mag Week, where in this episode we're going to be taking a look at Mag's augment for her fourth ability, Crush, and that is Fracturing Crush. Again, you can grab this from either Perrin or Loka, 25,000 standing when you hit max rank with them. There's actually a little bit more to this augment than the other two. What this does is, when you cast Crush, she will remove 50% of the armor of any enemy that she hits with Crush. In addition to that, any enemy hit by Crush will be completely unable to move for the next 7 seconds. The duration of the immobilization is affected by duration mods, and while you can't push that 50% armor removal any higher than that, this mod is affected by power strength because negative power strength can lower that armor stripping amount. This is another augment I have a very specific build for. It tailors into what I feel about the augment into itself. So for this, I've got Corrosive Projection, Cunning Drift, Overextended, and Stretch for max range, Prime Continuity and Constitution for duration, Prime Flow for energy storage, Quick Thinking is my survivability, and then the Fracturing Crush augment. So bearing that in mind, I know you're all noticing the negative power strength, and I said that the strength of the armor removal can't go past 50%, but it can be reduced with negative strength. Now that should give you a bit of an idea of what I think of this mod, and where its real strengths lie. The problem is that the 50% that can't be boosted by strength at all. What this means is you can never strip the armor of an enemy with this augment, not entirely and never completely. So for example, you've got an enemy with 1,000 armor. If you hit them with Fracturing Crush with 50%, they've now got 500 armor. If you hit them again, it's 50% of that, so 250. This means you're never going to remove all of their armor. But more than this, the armor stripping is only used against enemies with armor to begin with, obviously. So it's almost entirely pointless against half of the enemies in the game. Even then, Corrosive Projection lowers the efficiency and effectiveness of the augment for every CP that you have in the squad. It's a bit of a weird situation. I know you can argue that when combined with her Polarize, her third ability, this augment became stronger when the mag rework happened, but to be honest, I just don't feel that the armor stripping is strong enough to miss out on what I think really makes this augment tick, which is where I build it for the immobilization itself. You may have noticed on my build that I go for max range, absolute max range, and a decent amount of duration. This gives the augment some real team play. Now the enemies, while they're unmobilized, can still return fire, but they can't be advancing on any objectives. They can't rush points on interceptions, for example. This slowdown of the flow of enemies can be hugely useful in higher level missions, especially those where you're trying to keep enemies away from specific objectives, defense, mobile defense, any of those sorts of things, even hijack. And I really think this is where the augment really shines, not as something to strip armor, but as some serious hard crowd control. For this reason alone, I feel this augment can do some serious work and be super useful. This max range duration build with Fracturing Crush is the reason I say that it is worth the standing you're going to need to be able to buy it, plus a build to really support it. So I hope you've enjoyed my look at the mag augments. The actual frame review is coming next. So for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.